Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How you all doing? Welcome back to some more Third Age Total War here today on the channel. We're back with our DCI Last Alliance Numenorean campaign. This is episode 7. In today's episode, we're going to be finishing off the Wildmen, pushing further into Mordor after the killing of Sauron and the siege of Barad-dûr, and we're going to be going after the Hillmen of the North here today as well. So, if you like the sound of that, feel free to leave the video a like, subscribe if you're new around here with notifications on. Let me know in the comments, feedback and suggestions for the series, and where you'd like me to expand and conquer. So, right now I'm going to take a break from my Trojan Let's Plays. We're going to take Nag-Goroth here with just shy of 2 full stacks. I've wrapped up the Aeneas campaign. I've also wrapped up the Achilles campaign. So this is episode 7 of the Numenorean Kingdoms. We should be able to hit our victory. Like I plan to hit my victory conditions in episode 8. So there's going to be this episode and then one more after that. And then we might start something new, because we're going to be nearly hitting our short victory conditions of destroying Mordor and, of course, the Hillmen of the North. So, we've currently got 1 full stack with Angros here. So who have we got up here? So in Agar. No, so this is the last of the Wildmen. I have King Elendor and Elendor and Elendil. That's it. I couldn't remember the names exactly off the top of my head, as we did lose Isildur, of course. We're 35 turns into the Let's Play, and we should be able to wrap up our short victory conditions. We have basically thrown back Mordor. We should be able to finish them off shortly. They've only got a couple more settlements left. We've managed to send back Sauron, as it were, into the Shadow Realm. So this might actually be a good battle against the Wildmen. Yeah, Dunya can come and help us out. So we'll fight this one with King Elendor of Arnor, or King Numenorean is the Gondor king. So basically, we're going to be able to forge a grand kingdom of Numenor and to secure the men of the West for the next 1,000 years. You ought to know they are the apple of the green eye. Orcs about the Nazgûl, Lord of the Rings. Man, oh man. Look at that water. Magnificent. Alright, let's wait. Let's get a nice clean day, and we'll start the deployment. So if you want to see more Third Age on the channel, make sure you leave the video a like, subscribe if you're new around here with notifications on. And I definitely can see myself doing more on this DCI campaign, or maybe we should do sort of more divide and conquer. Maybe thinking Isengard, maybe an evil faction. So we'll form things up. Most of my army is made up with militia. We've got a couple of high-tier swordsmen and whatnot, but it is not the most robust army. 2 general units, 1 archer, and 2 peltasts. The main army with, of course, the High King. Elendil has the better of the 2. So we'll form up in a defensive position just for now, because we're going to have to wait for our allied forces to move and push in. Yeah, so I plan to upload this episode and one more after, and then I will be able to wrap up the campaign and move on to something else with this upload slot. I do plan to upload a couple more episodes of the Rome 2 campaign that I have planned. If that's still of interest for people, we'll do more, but if not, we'll move on to something else. So I'm sort of in the phase at the moment, guys, of starting a fair few campaigns over the next weeks and months. So let me know in the comments. I could do more Third Age. If you're not watching this, I guess you're probably not interested in Troy or whatever, so I want to do some more historical and semi-fantasy stuff as well. So let's start the battle. We'll allow my archers to move up, and it's great to be back on Medieval 2. These games still hold up, especially the mod community on it. That's what I fear with Troy. If they don't continue to update it and support it, I feel like people will drop off. But I've played a Trojan. Well, I've actually played just Troy's on the mind at the moment. We'll allow my archers to try and skirmish out where we can. So I've wrapped up my Aeneas and Achilles campaign, and I played those 2 short campaigns with Paris and Menelaus, but I kind of think I'm done. I feel like if I play as Odysseus or potentially Hector or the other like Agamemnon, I feel like I would be sort of repeating myself a little bit. But hey, not set in stone. But I will play the Amazon DLC when that comes out. Hopefully I get early access for that, and once I get like the Ajax and stuff DLC. Like, the thing is, it kind of reminds me of Thrones of Britannia. Like, I didn't mind Thrones of Britannia when it first came out. I send my criticisms that I have of it. Mostly agents, ambushes, and some depth and stuff in some areas. That was my major complaint about it. But what I complain about Thrones of Britannia now is they sort of just left it. They didn't continue to update it. And I would have liked to play more of that particular era, because I love the Viking Age. I think there was there wasn't even a Norman DLC that was potentially rumoured. There was no different ages as well. It just sort of got dropped. And when you sort of finish playing as Wessex, East Anglia, the Scottish, and the Vikings, and the Welsh, you're done. Your 5 factions, then you sort of just drop that game. You never go back to it. But what's amazing about the older Total Wars is how they can just be modded so much. It's like this countless replayability. My most played Total Wars are Attila and, well, it's it's Medieval 2 firstly, just because the amount of mods. But Attila is slowly rising as well, due to the fantastic mods they have there. Okay, so our reinforcements are slowly but surely coming in. We're holding our defensive line. And the Wildmen, we're going to be finishing off. So technically we don't actually have to defeat the Wildmen. For my victory conditions, I actually have to defeat the Hillmen and, of course, the Hillmen of the North and Mordor. However, I want to conquer sort of the barbarian men of the West. So technically we didn't even have to go down to the Wildmen, but I wanted to connect Arnor up to Rohan, and we don't even have to kill the Oath Breakers of Middle-earth either, which is something I would still like to do. If we can have Gondor, Arnor, and Rohan all under our control from Isengard to Helm's Deep. We had a game crash here. Why is this stuttering now? Nope, I think we're good. We're back online. Ensign, are we working? Yeah, so the Wildmen here are pushing towards our front. Yeah, so realistically, we could have wrapped things up a little bit earlier if we only solely focused on the Hillmen of the North and Mordor. But I didn't know how hard this campaign was going to be, because it's been quite a long time since I've played DCI Last Alliance and essentially vanilla Third Age Total War. So my reinforcements are actually heading from behind, and it looks like they've managed to divert some of their military forces away from mine. Dunya is going to push in, and they're even sending some chieftain heavy infantry there. And they're going to meet our reinforcements, which look like to be in a checkered board formation. Skirmishers are the ones that are first going to intercept them. I thought they might get a quick volley off, but not. So we're going to engage their heavies, we're going to engage their heavy guard, and yeah, we're still holding quite comfortably and competently on the front line. My cavalry here now is out of ammunition, so we'll try and get these bad boys in to cycle charge. Okay, so we've got a second rung here that can probably move up, as yeah, they can even flank in some areas there where they haven't interlocked into. But yeah, I think a better strategy is combining our territory all the way up. But once we finish off and conquer these men, because some of them eventually became the Rohirrim and the Dunlings and stuff, we should be able to throw back any evil. Could you imagine like a united Numenorean kingdoms? Although, like, Arnor ended up splitting off into its own stuff. Imagine the Numenoreans controlling the Gap of Rohan. Kind of a cool alternative history. But I heard some interesting news about that Lord of the Rings TV show. I still think it's rumoured to be regarding the events of Numenor. They want it to be the next Game of Thrones, supposedly. It's meant to be 20 to 25 episodes a season or something crazy. These are all rumours and speculation, of course. And it was meant to be wrapped up, the first season, by... I think it was meant to be September next year, but now, due to all the current delays in real life, it's going to take a little bit longer. I think they lost their head writer as well. So it's going to be interesting to see if they can pull it off. But if I have any faith in Amazon stuff, I nearly have more faith in that than HBO stuff. Like, honestly. Like, recently, the last few seasons of Game of Thrones were trash. Westworld Season 1 was good, but then that turned to absolute trash as well. But I'm just trying to think, like, the last couple of Amazon shows I watched, The Boys, which is, like, my favourite comic. That is probably my favourite comic book adaptation ever. Like, The Boys is amazing. It's probably the best superhero thing I've ever seen. And I feel like you sort of need that after our Marvel sort of fatigue. And The Expanse, I've been thoroughly enjoying that. I've watched all of that. I love The Expanse as well, man. I really get into my sci-fi. Speaking of that, I've never done a Stellaris series on the channel. Maybe I should play that Paradox game at some point, because I do quite enjoy it. I might seem to be a little bit old school, but I'm more of a Trekkie than I am anything like compared to Star Wars. I think I enjoy Star Trek more so than Star Wars. I think it's just growing up, you get exposed to stuff more so. So we lost 1,000 there, and we managed to kill 2,000 there. So we're gonna be able to finish them off. Yeah, and I guess probably the first fantasy I got exposed to probably was Lord of the Rings. But there doesn't seem to be any good like Star Trek or like Star Wars mods for stuff. I do occasionally play that RTS game, or maybe we should play that Lord of the Rings game that I haven't played in so long. I think it's meant to be reforged, isn't it? There's a new mod for that coming out. Battle for Middle-earth. But honestly, the Third Age mod just absolutely overtakes those Elder games. Okay, so Agar will be able to take that. And that should be, with that auto-resolve, the last of the Wildmen. Yay! Faction destroyed. Wildmen. No more. So the Dunlings have been driven out in... Oh, is that the same date? 3,737, yeah. In the Second Age. I guess that date wasn't changed from Third Age. But the Dunlings of Dunharrow are no more. They have submitted to the Numenorean kingdoms. Okay, guys, I've skipped a little bit ahead. We're going to be trying to finish off Mordor here now. I did have a look at their position. They should only have... Who is that? Dol Gukor. Dol Gukor. Maybe he's an Easterling? Dol Gukor. Oh, okay. In this small orcish encampment. We'll bring that under our control. And then we'll push down to the Sea of Nirn, I think. The luscious green lands, which, yeah, we saw in Shadow of Mordor. Okay, moving down to Nirn here now. It's a lot green, it's a lot grassy, and this is where Sauron basically fed his army, which is quite cool. Nirn is the breadbasket of Mordor's army, because at the end of the day, orcs do need to eat, along with Uruk-hai. So we've taken Nirn, even though that last Shadow of Middle-earth game I did have my criticism of. as well. I don't want to spoil it for those who have not played it. But the ending I did not like. Yeah, okay. So we're pushing out to the Black Marshes here. Menedil, son of Isildur, should be able to take Nildale. Oh yeah, but the watches there aren't there anymore. Not watches, what are they? Just the statues on the pass. I guess they haven't been constructed just yet. Maybe. Okay, so they've managed to take Thorenberg. I thought they only had a couple more settlements left. So, I've managed to send 3 full stacks up to the north. We might even have some elves helping out. And we should be able to put the final coffin, the final nail in the coffin of Sauron. We've currently got, I guess it's Kieron. We've got, oh, it was actually an Aryan son, right. I thought it was Isildur's. No matter. Lug, 5-1. We have 7,000 Numenoreans to hopefully finish off Mordor here today. They got some Orc battalions. They do have some good quality units there. Those Goroth archers we need to watch out for. But we only lost 200. Excellent stuff. Thorenberg we've now taken. And that should be the last of them. Unless they have Dol Guldur up near the Greenwood. Or yeah, I guess it's called the Greenwood in this. It only becomes Mirkwood once the Necromancer's there. Nah, maybe they've got a couple more left. Who's that? Oh, Celebor's here. 29. Such a good commander. Yeah, because I don't think... Oh, there might have been a little bit of corruption going on here if he has Dol Guldur. Was he the Necromancer at this point? No, he came back, so maybe not. He was in full form. I don't know. Okay, so it still looks like he has Dol Guldur under his control. So this must be the final settlement then. Menedil's going to push up there. Along with Siron. 51 turns into the Let's Play. Looks like Celeborn is going to move along with us as well. But the entirety of Mordor is under our control. But we'll slowly but surely push up into the Greenwood. Not really too much is going on down in Mordor. I've managed to move my armies up north that were down with the Wildmen. I've skipped a little bit ahead. We're turn 51 here now. Elendor and the armies are pushing north to fight the Hillmen of the North. Which, yeah, I don't know if I overly like the army composition. I feel like there's not much of a difference between the Wildmen, the Hillmen, and the Men of the Mountain. Overly too much. But we'll fight this one here today. This is our first major battle against the Wildmen. And I've also sent Angrunost, High King Elendil, with 3 full stacks to carve into Rohan. So we have a lot of armies in operation now. 3 in Rohan, 3 in the north, and 2 pushing to Barad-dûr. And Elendor, who will forge the Kingdom of Arnor in the north. I think naturally pushing him up that way is probably the play. The High King, who rules all of it, can have his final resting place, spend his final days in the capital of Osgiliath, being overlooked by the city of Minas Tirith. That vast fortress, armor, prison, furnace of great power, Barad-dûr, the Dark Tower, which suffered no rival. The Lord of the Rings. Okay. Okay, so what are we working with here? Seems to be a little bit of a trench, an embankment. That looks cool. The way that's modelled. So that's where the town square is. And we have 3 lots of additional reinforcements coming in. Looks like a Viking long haul, I guess. So let's move that siege equipment up. We probably didn't need that many battering rams. It's interesting that they've got a trench around, so we're not going to be able to really siege it in. So let's grab all my swordsmen and form them up. This army with Lendor is of far superior quality than that of the stack that hit the Wildmen. We have a lot more archers here as well. We should be able to get close enough to the city wall to be able to arc our shot up and over. But making sure the Wildmen of Middle-earth submit to the Numenoreans will, I guess, secure the human race for the next millennia. But yeah, I feel like we're sort of getting to the stage in the campaign where I've pushed it as far as I possibly can. I don't particularly want to betray the elves. Although they haven't really helped me, they've been quite passive in this. Same with the dwarves. Yeah, I feel like maybe fighting dwarves and elves, or maybe pushing into the territory of the Misty Mountains or in the east, should be done in a different campaign. We are going to be able to complete our short victory conditions in the next episode. But we're really going for a bit of a combination between the two of long, because we are going out of our way to kill the Wildmen and ensure that the dead men of Dunharrow, the mountain men, don't ever betray us. Because we never actually had to get them in to swear oath. Now there's an army actually spawning behind me here, which is really interesting. So we'll form up behind and try and deal with it. My archers seem to be shooting here now, though. Whoa! They have a catapult? Get off fire. Yeah, aim for that. Even though they're probably getting some decent shots there. Crikey. I just overlooked that. Those... Whoa! That's some pretty good shots there, if I do say. 57 in a retainer catapult unit. Well, I've already got 4 units of my decent archers dealing with that. Will allow my horsemen to deal with the guys running up the square. So it seems like they're just forming up into a single formation. So let's send 2 to hold and then the other 5 to pivot. So they're currently trading ammunition now, and it actually seems to be a little bit more beneficial going down into the ditch and hitting them. There's 50 in that unit. The Hillmen of the North catapult aren't the most armoured, and we should be able to get some decent shots against them. Their reinforcements are engaging us on the battlefield, trying to make their way to the town square, and we should be able to wrap around and cut them off completely. Surround the men of Numenor, give them no quarter. Okay, so we've managed to take the gateway here now, and we'll send in some infantry because we do have skirmisher supremacy in this fight. We want to try and whittle down as many of the enemy opposition as we can. The building gateway has been captured now. Sweet. So we're going to have 2 battles here today. I'll try and cram and wrap everything up in episode 8 after this. I'll play straight after, so we can get this series done and dusted. So I do appreciate it when I took a little bit of a break from it to cover Troy, as I did get early access for it and I couldn't really say no. But a lot of you guys enjoyed it, which is fantastic. But I kind of want to go back to the Total War games I know and love. And that is 3rd Age here, Medieval 2. Let's go. But I do want to cover more Troy in the future. Once that Amazon DLC I get access to, I'll try and bring you content. Hey, we managed to kill the enemy general quite early on in this fight. Within the first, what, 5-6 minutes that we're playing? Okay. So our swordsmen are doing well here. We're just trying to skirmish it out. Now that there's a hole in the gate, we should be able to push in. My additional reinforcements are in attack formation, so they should be able to, slowly but surely, make their way around the battlefield and come in. But killing the enemy general is a huge advantage for us. We've made quick work of the reinforcing army. Or maybe that was it. Oh, maybe it's not as bad. Yeah, now I think about it, because that could have been the reinforcing general that I managed to somehow whack, you could say. Okay, so we've lost 1%, they've killed 23. My reinforcements are arriving, and they seem to be clustering here now and just trying to hold the way up. They did have a lot of skirmishes in this build, and they're hitting back with us with that. Yeah, so we managed to take and neutralize those catapults for intensive purposes. They don't seem to be overly too much of a threat. My archers now are currently targeting theirs. Yeah, so we killed 1% within 24 quite quickly. Oh, my archers are now... my cavalry's out of ammunition. What I do fear is if they bring up any trolls or anything, because that's what we're really struggling with. Yeah, that's I feel like the Wildmen, the Hillmen, and the Men of the Mountain are all very much the same army build-wise. They have some unique textures and small differences in that. But battle-hardened, medium to heavy infantry, proficient with the spear and sword, the Numenoreans in hand-to-hand combat should be able to carve up the weaker tier axemen. But I guess it's realistic. From what I can remember in Vanilla 3rd Age, regardless of who you play as, you do tend to destroy the Dunlings of just the Dunlings of Dunland. Not Dunharrow, are they? The Dunlings of Dunharrow, aren't they? Not, yeah. Dunling, yeah. The Dunlings of Dunland. Quite quickly. I corrected myself there. Were there ever Dunlings in Dunharrow? There was a king of Dunharrow. I don't think so. But now we are slowly but surely making our way up just looks like a huge hill to the town square. But they seem to be skirmishing anything that's now coming up. Now I might have to skip this a bit because there's so many individual entities just trying to climb. We've got this. We're going to win. Looking at the resolve, it's 95% in my favour. It's only a matter of time before we take the city. It's just going to be a hell of a grind as we move our way up. It's even like lagging as well, because it's just loading all the unique armors and stuff. But we should be able to take the city momentarily. Okay, just thought I'd skip things ahead. 2 minutes and 30 seconds before we win. But, we actually wiped them all out. Yeah, it just turned into a little bit of a grind towards the end. It probably took us 10 minutes just to go up there, maybe 15. Due to it lagging, but we slowly but surely made our way up, and we've taken the town square. Whoa, Minas Tirith. Their deadly voices rent the air. More unbearable, they become no less at each cry. I can't do the big old scream they do. That's as much as you're going to get from me. Sounds more like a raptor than potentially anything. Okay. Hillmen of the North. We've taken West Rue d'Or, which is a crucial settlement in the north, and some units around with King Elendor. So guys, unfortunately on that note, it's time to wind things down here. Thank you very much for watching episode 7 of my Kingdom of Numenor DCI Last Alliance 3rd Age Let's Play on Medieval 2. We're going to continue just to run down some hillmen here of the north, just outside Rudor, and we're going to continue to try and wrap them up in the next. So we finished off the Wildmen We've secured Dunharrow and the Darnlings. Now we're going to be pushing north to, what is this? Is this Gundabad? I think this is technically what it is. Up towards the north. And we'll finish and wrap them up. Angmar Housecarls. And we officially should be able to finish off Mordor in the next. They still hold Dol Guldur in the Mirkwood that we have to deal with as well. And we'll continue the invasion of the Men of the Mountain. We will destroy the Oathbreakers. But thanks for watching. Stay tuned for episode 8 coming out soon on the channel. Unfortunately, guys, it is time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comment section down below your feedback for the series. And if you'd like to see more, that's the best way to ensure more content. Leave a dislike if you're not enjoying the series. Check out my social media links if you want to stay connected with me. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all in the description below. Patreon and merchandise link in the description below, along with the Steam group. Come and join the community on Steam. And on that note, unfortunately, I have to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching once again. Make sure to take care of yourselves. Go out and have a fantastic rest of your day. My name has been Simpzy. Goodbye.